know as a different district, and it has 7 million people. But I want to advise all the presenters that we need real-time data if we are to tackle the issues in any region. Having said that, I wanted to know the role of the district offices which we are opening up, because we are looking for allies, we are looking for ways of working within an area. So I know that no opened up offices, district offices or localized offices. So how are they functional? How are we going to link up with these offices?
Yeah, thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. I think we'll have a session whereby all the discussants here have to come and speak about and reply those questions. So please don't hesitate to raise your hand and put forward a question for those who are going to be presenting. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mama, thank you for that question. I think it's taken, it will be answered later. We have our comrade from the great Massachusetts, the Eastern Coast, who's going to be discussing. We have comrade Mr. Abraham and comrade Blessing of Love, please come through so that we hear from you guys. Because of this convention, I'm getting a chance to meet a lot of people. Comrade Abraham, please come through. We've been on the phone for over 2 years, and I've never met this gentleman. But a very committed fighter, a very committed soldier, and I know these are the young people that I really want to get involved. Thank you so much. Because Muchimani says, young people, Singapore.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Blessing Wafula. A little bit about me. I'm a freshman at UMass Boston, and I would like to present my paper that I wrote on corruption in Uganda and what we can do to change that. So, to start off, I would like to talk about how a government rooted in corruption is ultimately a self-destructive system. It erodes its trust and it fails to serve its citizens. And often it relies on fear and force to maintain control. We've seen a lot of those factors play into the Uganda over past elections, and we have seen how the government has failed to serve its people and it's instead using them for their own personal gain. In the United States, you see that there's multiple safeguards and checks and balances that are designed to reduce corruption in leadership. We see that in presidential elections here, they involve campaigning on policies and beliefs, engaging voters, and fundraising within transparent rules. We also see that presidents are elected indirectly through the Electoral College and solely not by popular vote. And we also see strict term limits, only 2 4-year terms allowed. These structures are meant to prevent power concentration and protect democracy. However, in Uganda, the reality is very different. We have seen that the President Museveni has been in power for many, many years, longer than I've been alive, and his prolonged leadership is not a true reflection of what the people would like, honestly. His rule has been plagued by repeated allegations of corruption, repression, and election manipulation as well. So the second thing I'd like to touch on is the mismanagement of public resources that we've seen with this government. Museveni's government has faced persistent criticism for misusing national resources. Foreign aid, government budgets, and funds meant for public projects often never reach the intended beneficiaries. Allegations include large sums of money siphoned into private accounts of government officials, embezzle and misallocation in the sectors like health, There's a huge lack of medical supplies and understaffed facilities. We see that in hospitals in Uganda, they do not have the adequate care that the people would need, and this is all due to the government failing its people. We see education is also very, very poorly maintained. Having family in Uganda, having been in Uganda for a little bit, I see that if your kid's not in private school, they most likely won't get like good education, which kind of it keeps the people oppressed. Not having education does not allow people to be knowledgeable in what's going on, and it keeps the people oppressed. We see poor infrastructure and terrible public works, all because the government is using its people instead of serving them. Lastly, on the section, I'd like to say that citizens are also excluded from budget and financial decisions. This exclusion means that people have no voice in how the money that belongs to them and should be going to them is being used, even though it directly impacts their quality of life. The lack of transparency in government contracts. Museveni's administration often awards major government contracts without competitive bidding. He frequently, these contracts go to family members of Museveni, close political allies, businesses with strong political connections. This keeps people oppressed because people cannot often branch out into entrepreneurship and do different things because their government keeps them down. And this practice is sometimes normalized culturally by using public office to benefit one's family or community. It's not widely challenged. The consequences of these include inflated project costs due to lack of competition. We see low quality public services such as roads, hospitals, utilities, and legitimate companies without political ties are locked out of opportunities, reinforcing economic inequality. The fourth thing I'd like to touch on is political patronage and elite capture. Museveni's power is maintained through a network of loyalty rather than demographic accountability. Political patronage, high-ranking positions given to people based on loyalty, personal ties, not qualifications, public support, and in return, these officials protect Museveni's power and keep him where he is today. Officials often misuse state resources such as military, police funding for personal enrichment and political control. Government funds are regularly channeled into buying votes in rural areas such as northern Uganda that we just touched on, and funding pro-Museveni rallies, also suppressing opposition activity. The 2021 election is a case study that we can use to see how this has played out in recent years. The opposition candidate, President Chagulanyi Robert, he is a popular musician turned into politician, became a serious threat to Museveni's hold on power back in recent years. His campaign appealed to the youth and economically struggling population. Leading up to the election, supporters faced violent clashes with security forces. Mr. Chagulanyi was arrested in November of 2020 and reportedly beaten, it sparked nationwide protests. The government's response was military and police crackdowns. Many were killed, many were beaten, and it was a very oppressive time in Uganda. There was internet shutdowns and media restrictions to control information flow. Social media blocked out to present opposition organizing. And on election day, which was January 14, 2021, widespread reports of voter intimidation. There was allegations of ballot staffing and tampering, polling stations run by Museveni loyalists, and the outcome was Museveni was declared the winner, and Mr. Chagulanyi rejected the results, rightfully so, and claiming fraud. He filed a petition with the Supreme Court and was dismissed for lack of merit. And in reality, judiciary has been heavily influenced by the ruling regime. Once again, touching on to how people put in those places of power are loyalists to Museveni. The sixth thing I'd like to touch on is supporters' perspectives on Museveni. Despite the corruption allegations, many Ugandans, especially the wealthy elite, they support Museveni because they said that he has brought stability after years of civil war and political unrest. They credit him with economic growth and improved infrastructure. Uganda enjoys relative peace compared to neighboring nations facing civil wars. And a critical note is much of this peace comes from military suppression and intimidation caused by the government. Supporters are often insulted from the daily struggles caused by corruption. 7. Why is changing this so hard? Corruption in Uganda is deeply embedded in the political and economic systems. As you can see, when Mr. Chakulini tried to bring about change by shedding light on how the election was not accurate, he was turned away by the Supreme Court instead of having it acknowledged as he should have. And seeing that widespread public mistrust of institutions. A lot of this fear that has been embedded in the citizens of Uganda has caused them to have a mistrust of institutions. So a lot of them have lost hope, they've given up, they think there's no point to voting or having a say because they know how it's going to play out. And many citizens have been conditioned to believe that their poverty is a result of personal failings. They speak on how this is bad luck and how it's just misfortune, but they're not educated on how this is a result of how their government has failed them and how it's continuing to fail them. Speaking out is also very dangerous in Uganda. When corruption is normalized, anti-corruption movements struggle to gain traction. Corruption is a normalcy in Uganda. Unlike in the United States where something like this happening would cause an outrage, in Uganda, many people have grown up with Museveni as president, and this is all they've ever known. So telling them that it could be different would be hard to get them out of that mindset. So the path forward and what we can do to change this. We need a mind shift among officials in all different regions. Citizens should be viewed as purpose of governance and not tools of personal gain. Educating the public about the true causes of the immense poverty and poor services that they have been subjected to by their own government, understanding that this isn't just bad luck, but a result of poor governance. Raising both national and international awareness through social media, and this is where we can engage our youth a lot and bring about a big change. And you see this in different ways. Every day we wake up and there's a hashtag going around for a different country and talking about the problems that they're facing. We can do that with Uganda as well, have Uganda be a main topic, and that can bring about a huge change. Resistance and protest, as well as the protest vote that we are speaking on as well, could eventually create change. Though this might cause an escalation before causing improvement, I think it's something that we would need to go through so we can see a better Uganda. Lastly, I would like to say united citizen movements can dismantle even entrenched corrupt regimes. Having a united front can really bring Uganda change. Thank you so much for having me today. And my name is Blessing Wafula. One more time.
Thank you. People power. People power. People power. Our power. People belongs to. People belongs to. Power belongs to. Is it true in Uganda? Is it true in Uganda? How can we do that? Question comes to you and me. How are we going to turn power to people? I'm going straight. My sister she has mentioned everything, but I'm going to elaborate more in the Runyoro Rutoro Runyakore Chila. Ndikusaidia Munyoro. I'm a Munyoro. My name is Gisa Ahmad Abraham. I'm a Munyoro, Motoro, mixed up. But I'll try to mix both languages. Runyankore, Ruchika. Owakamera, njagala recording ebinebitu. Baditwale abantu bowaitu basobole okubiwuura ebyenkubaza okyakati. Mukama waitu, nkwinja kusooka kukozesa ekigambo kitwe tukagamba Mukama waitu asiimwe koko n'omusajja mulokole. Mukama waitu asiimwe. We welcome you all who are here in this diaspora for this wonderful or a trademark. Let this day be a day marked to change Uganda, not just to change, but to remove all ways of dictatorship. I have a few points which I'm going to go through, but I want you all. One, we talked about health. Tubalizeewo habyobwomezi. Abantu ba Munyoro, abantu ba Toro, abantu ba Mbarara, n'ahandi itwe nakati twale mu Western. Inywa Abaganda n'Abala mulowooza tuli bulungi. We are the people who are really badly off. Nito tukusingayo kuba kubi. Ngwenda kutandikira kujja kukwazayo omuntu omu okumanya ali popula oba abeera ali w'amaanyi akaba ali musajja muzimi bamwita takigamba alaani. Abamugulira omukusobola kuba ali mumumanyi. Omusajja ogwo akaba ali muzibya zinaga bintu ebikukwata Naihanga. As we see our president Robert Kyagulanyi. That man, he was a Kyagulanyi in Western region. If they ask you how he died, akafankemo. Akahika mwili wao. Ekienda kiesibi, nti ebyomati byogeze, ebyokumusembeza. Hakani, kweli mugorore kukingi. Nti ebyoma, the equipments are not cleaned. So, someone who was supposed to clean the equipment was not on duty. Can that be an excuse? And the man died. Omusajja yafa. Habwokuba akaba atali mulayini yeeri. Obwokuba toli saidi ya gavumenti okulisanalisana kakahuka. Omugo wakuteera n'obula kutabusala agamba kandi omugo okuyise. We are like insects. Do we want to stay as insects? No. Can you rise? You people who are in diaspora, you have a chance. You can speak. No one is going to touch on you. Let me leave that part. Let me go on another part. Most people, they complain that Western, we are okay. We are not. Let's go on the last scenario, which has just happened on our brother, Eddie Mutwe. I'm sorry if I use the wrong word. Muranganyira. Ono mutabani wa Kanyomusali. Yarugayo openly. Tininyowa mwine mu basement. Maybe none of us mu diaspora. Mukuhagira Museveni. Buzima, there is that feeling. Chichi. Ni onubero tangega. Ndiyo Nyankole. Really? And your fellow Nyankole are torturing people. And you keep praying of what? What have you done to see the country become a proper country whereby we can all fit in? And do something. You are nothing you can eat. You can drink. You can come in this wonderful place. Inkwenda mungambire inywe. Bazere bani babanya kamushwe kankakiri bayira bazere bani bagenda asere na hoteli Kampala bayinga. Murano fire. I'm talking to you. I will not talk to those people. Mugambe bagenzi bani. Tell your brothers back home. Open their ears, their mind. How can someone torture someone to come out openly? Then you will and you also say you're brother, and you also say you're human being. You have a heart. You feel what that person is feeling, ringing. Let us open up. Let us start something which can change Uganda. If we don't do it today, don't wait for tomorrow. Education. Yoweka Sobera Nyanseke, Mohoro, Kagadi. Now it is Kagadi district, by then it was Kibali. Abakumanya isomere mbitubali etagawe enjunza. Bekugambe abakumanya olunyo kukiyetegereza. It was, by then it was a school. It was. I'm so proud I was among the best students in the district, or among. But I'm not proud today that school is no longer there. How many MPs are having their kids in UPE? It is a UP school. How many? How many people are having their kids in those schools? Apart, everyone is saying, we are not called one hour private. However, when you walk up, you go to UPE. What are so many of you say? I saw the people walk up. But what's in the community? The community is correct. Sometimes into the Bunikara tekeleza. How people want to put it? Bunikara, Nyanseke, Mpura Mazika Negandaba. They don't feel anything. They don't have that Ubuntu. Africans, we had what they call Ubuntu. Where did that go? My sisters, my brothers, can we have that humanity? Do we have that? Now you're here, you're feeling it. When you leave that door, you will become a different person. My brothers, my sisters, let us cooperate. I can tell you in the let us be one. Stop that foolishness. I'm a Munyangore, I'm a Muganda, I'm a Mutoro, I'm a this. That is nonsense. But tukolere hamwe tusobole kuhindura Uganda. If I'm alone, you can't if you're alone. But him, and I, if we merge, Uganda can become what we want. When we go back to main roads, we have we have gas, we have twine gold, twine diamond, twine silver, twine copper, twine iron. What don't we have? Above all, the best weather. We plant food, you don't have to water. And if we are told we put that irrigation system, is there any country that have more food than we? We have everything in our country, but we are here. Me in my house, where I grew up, there is no these cases and so on. Mulihamu mkurana esi abandi bezibakorana kudu. But Timoku for already, Timoku ni hila mligaruka no wani. Esiwe ya leta hinuki. One of them is me. I can't go home. Mama waka akafa ngaka huhani muna kusete karanzini. Bulijono wasishmaga, ekitabu hayara emikuwa rozani. Emikuwa rozani kumuha kumu wakura. Ulikilo. Waitu. And you must tell you, there is no medication even in Morocco. And you are here. Will you all afford to carry your people to bring them here for treatment? Me, I'm saying, Odo Mwazaki, Inyena Alali, my Nisama, this time round, but to carry the kids so. Will MOP, Atomera, Oba Waki, if they don't sit together, but Tomera Kugena Mahamaga, Wajanja, because they have immune, they go out for treatment. Whether you are white, whether what, then we can change the country. More especially those dictators. I'm winding up. Mongalia took a lot of time, but I feel a lot of pain inside me. I don't know whether you feel what I feel. I've talked about health. Lastly, Erudo. Roads. Kuja Tinja Kampala Mukambara Kampala, the city of Uganda is like I can't even laugh. A city, capital city. Every Sunday, every job of your way to Kuiwika. Muramanya. In your movie, Mukutukuteleza Tuikunu, by the time a mudo. Tituine a mudo, Nuniza. Omuntu Bakuma, the treatments of Nobrana, Mabara, or Mudo. Almost like Japanese war. There is no roads. Omuntu Ambefu, Omuntu Amkashar, Omuntu Amhimba. Let me say this one also. Yesterday, one of my best friends, people died because they had no way they can reach to the hospital. But they gave a bang of 19 they died because there was no any first aid. They took 6 hours to reach at the hospital. They died. Yesterday, Uhuru sasa wiki iwe owali upani kansala chairman fani many abahanga abayina obusobozi. Let us work together for the better Uganda. Then we will come up with the people power, our power, and you be everywhere. Thank you, Comrade Abraham. But then the pain is a lot. What will we want? Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Comrade Abraham. I respect the fact that, however much sometimes we let stuff down, sometimes,
we tend to get busy on those meetings that we always hold on Wednesdays at the Boston chapter. That gentleman will be there, lockdown, waiting for the meeting. Thank you for that commitment. Please, let's keep it. And the sister Blessing, she had lectures coming up, so she had to run back to school. But that's very encouraging that she had to spare time and come discuss with us and share with us the knowledge. It's very important as Ugandans to instill the geopolitics that is back home into our children. You know, a lot of parents in America and the diaspora are less concerned about teaching our kids about Uganda. That's the biggest grave mistake. Let me tell you the bit about Uganda. Do you believe that the land they use in Israel to grow food was picked from Uganda?
Yes, we do.
So, do you believe that a day in the world they sell 2 billion cups of coffee, and Uganda has one of the best coffee that is sold in the world market? Do you believe that from the west coast to the east coast, from north to south in America, they tried to plant coffee here, to cultivate coffee here, to grow coffee here, and it failed? In a beautiful country, you just throw a seedling, you go back to sleep. After 3 months, you come and grab your leaves and eat. That's how beautiful Uganda is. So, we have to resharpen ourselves, reawaken ourselves, and remember the task we have ahead. It's a huge task, but we have to keep pushing. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to invite Mitala Press Chiwoneka in a small session, then you can take off.
Hey, I needed to make sure I know what my assignment is. So, people power. Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
Okay, good afternoon to you all. Mine is simple, is to help us focus. Focus on what is in front of us, and this is one major activity that we have to think about as we go through this conference. How are we going to resource the protest vote? That means individually, with friends, communities, and whichever. So, ideas are welcome, but we also need you as individuals to participate. So I just need to reiterate the messages that we put out in the morning. We will keep reminding you, and hopefully by the end of this conference, you would have made a determination of what commitment levels you might be able to participate and additional strategies that you think would be helpful. Okay, we have raffle tickets. Raffle tickets agent, Dr. Harriet Nanyoa. She's my sister. So you look for Grace's sister, that's she. She has raffle tickets, and those are sold $10 for 3 tickets. $10 for 3 tickets. Buy tickets for yourself, for your child, for your grandma, whoever you think about. Get them in the raffle, and then every day at the end of the main event, main activities, we will be having a draw. So hopefully we are arranging for today's draw. If not at the end of this particular session, the evening session. So the other piece is pledge cards. The pledge cards are still being organized, but that is for you to think about at what pledge level as an individual. So that's another opportunity to participate, to contribute. On the pledge card, you will see the different contribution levels. The information was being posted on the screen. The pledge levels are 5 gold stars. The lowest gold star 1 starts at $30, not $1. $30 to $2.99. You you get a Gold Star certificate. $300 to $599, you get 2 Gold Star certificates. $600 to $1,499, you get 3 Gold Star certificates. $1,500 to $2,099, 4 Gold Star certificates. And $3,000 plus, you get 5 very top executive, very, very extremely executive. That one. So we encourage you, this is us. So when they say protest vote is to protest everything you don't like about Museveni, including how you're going to fund this campaign. So let him do whatever. Clean out the Bank of Uganda. Let him do. But we are going to do whatever it takes to do that which we must do for ourselves. That's us. We have control over that and we're going to do it. So we are protesting. We're going to massively mobilize. We're going to massively turn out the campaign, the vote. We have to massively protect that vote and defend it. Kwegamba. I mean, fair. So that's the idea, that's the attitude. You're protesting with your action. You're doubling, extra doubling. Everything you do, you're doubling your effort through that. It's like, we are voting in protest. That's what it is. So, tomorrow, we will have, I think the Dr. Kama mentioned, that information is really going out. But tomorrow we are going to open up this discussion of the protest votes fundraising to our friends that are not yet registered. So that activity during tomorrow is opening, the official opening. During the official opening, we're going to also have a global fundraising kickoff. And the idea is to open our experience here to the friends that are not in the room. So that it's global. Again, we are protesting because Museveni doesn't think that we have minds and ideas and can be creative. And we can do things that he doesn't have to buy us to do. We can do things just because we like to do that. So that's going to happen tomorrow. And we shall keep reminding you. But I encourage you, don't be comfortable with the smallness of what you're doing. Agitate and challenge yourselves to do more. And then pray to God to give you discernment and challenge yourself to do more. If you've been contributing 300, contribute 3,000. And then figure out how to do that. We got an idea from Colorado. We can also commit and meet that commitment through installment. So those are all ideas that we welcome more. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Father. We appreciate you. Ciao, questo io. Enzo Prime Minister of Ethics and and be a good minister in ethics. Thank you. Round of applause to thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you feel comfortable in speaking any other language,